Well, Steve stole my material on his show, so I had a beef on that.
I don't gotta say nothing. I am the original Kings of Comedy.
In the world of comedy, feuds and controversies are no strangers. Katt Williams has been spewing a lot of dirt about key industry players lately, and now he's got people wondering if all of it is real or he is just tripping. When it comes to the clash between Katt Williams and Steve Harvey, things have taken a heated turn as Katt has threatened to destroy Steve Harvey with reports of disturbing leaked footage surfacing. So what really happened between them? Katt Williams' beef with Steve Harvey. Katt Williams, the renowned comedian known for his sharp wit and unfiltered opinions, didn't hold back when he slammed Harvey for lacking the talent to make it as a movie star, and also alleged that he had plagiarized jokes. This explosive accusation has reignited a long-standing feud between Katt and Harvey. Steve and Katt have had a long history of fallouts, with Katt Williams openly asking for an open mic battle to determine who amongst them is the real king of comedy in a bid to destroy Steve Harvey. It all started years ago when Katt Williams, the talented comedian and star of the hit show Atlanta, first crossed paths with Steve Harvey, the beloved host of Family Feud. While both comedians had achieved success in their respective careers, tensions began to rise, leading to a clash that would captivate the comedy world. In 2008, the two found themselves performing on the same bill at the Joe Louis Arena in Detroit on New Year's Eve, an event that promised to be the battle of the comedy. Steve, who performed ahead of Katt, didn't seem to be doing so well with the crowd. He admitted saying, "A lot of y'all ain't laughing right now, but god damn it, I'm funny," after some jokes about the city's economy fell flat. A woman in the front row started heckling him. She looked as if she'd already had a draining night. "You need to have laws when it comes to homeless people," he said in response to one of her outbursts. More than once he protested, "I didn't agree to none of this shit." In essence, it was a clear admission of defeat. When Katt had the chance to get on stage, he saw this as an opportunity to take jabs at Harvey, making multiple personal jokes during his set. The audience was left in stitches, but the feud had only just begun. The moment he got on stage, he started off saying, "I don't know why you came out here with all this money y'all spent on them motherfucking tickets," and talked about a lady in the audience for 15 minutes. But the unapologetic comedian was not yet done. Katt used the moment to express his true feelings towards Harvey's career, saying, "That nigga should have talked about me the way I'm gonna talk about his bitch-made motherfucking ass. I think he's the because he was the in 1968. I'm the this evening, nigga." In an interview with Frankie Darcell, Steve Harvey touched on the incident. According to him, he didn't like getting into feuds with fellow comedians. Instead, he only focused on giving his audience the best possible show.
We're going out here to give the people the best show we can give them. And that's the way we've always promoted comedy shows. Now, to turn this into some type of little beef, that ain't got nothing to do with me. That ain't how I do.
That's not the only time Katt has taken a dig at Steve Harvey's career. In a recent podcast interview on the Club Shay Shay, Katt Williams didn't hold back in his scathing critique of Steve Harvey's Hollywood ambitions. He boldly destroyed Steve Harvey by declaring that Harvey simply lacked the talent to make it as a movie star.
Oh, you couldn't be a movie star. There are 30,000 new scripts in Hollywood every year. Not one of them asks for a country bumpkin black dude that can't talk good over KB and look like Mr. Potato Head. There ain't none. You would have to have range.
Hollywood is a fiercely competitive industry, with countless talented actors vying for their big break. Katt Williams suggests that Steve Harvey's persona and comedic style didn't align with the demands of the silver screen. In the same interview, Williams didn't hold back in his criticism of Harvey's comedy abilities. Katt Williams destroyed Steve Harvey by alleging he stole jokes from fellow comedians.
The same Steve that went to go watch Mark Curry do his whole sitcom and then stole everything Mark Curry had. Now Steve got a sitcom where he the principal and he wear a suit.
Comedian Mark Curry, most popularly known for playing Mr. Cooper in the hit 90s sitcom, recently appeared on an episode of Fox Soul's The Mike and Donnie Show, where he had some choice words for fellow comedian Steve Harvey. It's safe to say that he confirmed Katt's criticisms of Steve Harvey.
On the bullshit talk show he had, and he did all my Halloween material one Halloween.
That's not the only time the comedian publicly went after Steve Harvey. Curry sat down with rapper-turned-podcaster Willie D on his show Willie D Live, and during the interview, Curry didn't hold back as he addressed his long-standing issues with Steve Harvey, claiming Harvey wanted to be him, and that's why he was stealing his material.
Stop it. Stop. You want to be me. It ain't about you may got more money, but you want to be me. You want to be as smooth as me. You want to wear clothes like me. You can't be as smooth as me, fool.
Curry's frustration with plagiarism is evident, but it was his specific accusations against Steve Harvey that caught the attention of the public. He claimed that Harvey not only stole his jokes, but also had ulterior motives behind it. Curry went on to further criticize Harvey and call him out. "This is true stuff that really happened to me. And my thing is, you didn't have to do that, homeboy. Mother You made enough money. You made enough money. You did enough. Why? Are you on my material? He said in another interview. Although Mark Curry and Katt Williams called out Steve Harvey, it turns out that they weren't the only ones who had beef with the comedian. It was rumored that during filming, the original Kings of Comedy, Bernie Mac, legendary comedian and actor, was not on good terms with Steve Harvey. It's been years since the original Kings of Comedy tour, and no one has ever confirmed the feud between Harvey and Bernie. But something changed. Cedric the Entertainer went on Club Shay Shay podcast and revealed Steve Harvey and Bernie Mac did indeed beef on the tour. Cedric, who was a part of the tour along with D.L. Hewley, Steve Harvey, and Bernie Mac, confirmed that the two comedians did not see eye to eye.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they were the kind of guys that they both alpha males, you know, like they both, you know, they just saw it different, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, they was able to get through it.
Cedric also added that the feud may have been the reason that destroyed any chances of the legendary comedians ever doing a similar tour together. Bernie Mac, the legendary comedian, also had some allegations of Steve Harvey attempting to steal his role in Ocean's 11. In Hollywood, competition is fierce, and actors often find themselves vying for the same roles. Steve Harvey, known for his larger-than-life personality, may have seen the opportunity in Ocean's 11 as a chance to showcase his acting chops on the big screen. Unfortunately, this drive for success sometimes leads to questionable decisions. It all started with the casting of Ocean's 11, a star-studded heist film that took the world by storm. Bernie Mac had been chosen to play the charismatic and witty Frank Catton, a role that perfectly suited his comedic talents. But little did he know, Steve Harvey had his sights set on that very role. In 2003, Bernie Mac, in an interview with GQ magazine, made shocking accusations against Steve Harvey. He claimed that Harvey was jealous of him and had actively tried to sabotage him for certain movie roles. These allegations sent shockwaves through the comedy industry and left many wondering about the true nature of their relationship. Tragically, Bernie Mac's life was cut short on August 9, 2008, due to complications from pneumonia caused by sarcoidosis. In the wake of Mac's untimely death, Steve Harvey publicly expressed his grief and reflected on their past issues. Harvey later addressed Mac's statements in a 2010 segment of Conversations with Ed Gordon on BET. He expressed that it upset him to hear that coming from someone he's had a good time with. I was upset at first because it just wasn't true. Me and Bernie had a lot of good times together, and then this article in GQ came out and put all this vicious stuff in there. B said he never said it. I had to take him at his word for it. More than a decade later, someone came up backing Katt Williams' claims that Harvey did try to sabotage Bernie's acting career. Ed Lover, who was also a close friend of Bernie Mac up until his passing, co-signed Katt Williams' claims that Steve Harvey hated Bernie Mac prior to his death, and that he even attempted to steal Bernie Mac's role as Frank Catton in the film Ocean's 11. On Friday, January 5th, 2024, during an episode of his Come On Son podcast, the veteran radio host and media personality backed up Williams' comments regarding Bernie Mac and Steve Harvey's checkered relationship. He recalled the late comedian personally informing him of Harvey's alleged underhanded tactics. The stuff that Katt Williams said about Steve Harvey calling to try to get Bernie's role on Ocean's 11 and that kind of stuff. Bernie told me out of his own mouth. I believe Bernie Mac when he said Steve Harvey hated on him. In the face of Katt Williams' scathing accusations, Steve Harvey chose a different approach to address the situation. In a Twitter post featuring Harvey on the set of Family Feud, he delivered a powerful message about dealing with haters. Harvey firmly stated that one doesn't need to explain themselves to haters and that actions speak louder than words. I got somebody really attacking me right now. I mean, really going after me, man. I'm just waiting to see what God going to do because they're going to have to get on. Can't nobody stop what God got for you. Harvey also quoted the Bible emphasizing that God prepares a table in the presence of his enemies, implying that his success speaks for itself. He confidently declared that he doesn't have to say anything to his haters because they can see him on TV 7 days a week. Harvey believes that acquiring haters is a testament to one's effectiveness and success, often stirring jealousy in others. Furthermore, Harvey expressed his belief that haters can be sent by the devil to provide opposition to God's guidance towards greatness. He passionately stated that he's waiting to see what God will do in the face of the attacks he's currently facing, firmly believing that nothing can stop what God has in store for him. Harvey's response has left fans and critics in awe, admiring his ability to rise above the negativity and focus on his own success. It's a powerful reminder that sometimes the best response to haters is no response at all. By letting his work and accomplishments speak for themselves, Harvey shows that he doesn't need to address his haters directly.
The reason you have haters is because you're effective. You have haters for two reasons. You're doing something that they're jealous of, or God is preparing to take you somewhere and the devil is providing opposition.
Harvey captioned the clip, "You don't have to address your haters." As this feud continues to unfold, we can't help but wonder what the future holds for these two comedic powerhouses. Will there be a resolution, or will the tension escalate even further? Steve Harvey is not the only celebrity Katt Williams destroyed, nor was he the only one who responded. Other celebrities destroyed by Katt Williams respond.
I mean, you know, it's interesting. It's an interesting time now. People get on these blogs and they just, you know, start just spewing off stuff that's not even factual.
Right.
But, you know, I let the fodder just go out there until I'm ready to respond.
Katt Williams and Cedric the Entertainer, two prominent figures in the world of comedy, find themselves embroiled in a heated controversy over an alleged stolen joke. The allegations made by Katt Williams against Cedric the Entertainer have sent shockwaves through the comedy community, sparking intense debates and dividing fans and fellow comedians alike. The controversy has ignited a firestorm of reactions and responses, with everyone weighing in on the matter. On one side, there are those who firmly support Williams's claims, arguing that intellectual property should be respected in the world of comedy. They believe that Cedric crossed a line by allegedly stealing Williams's joke and incorporating it into his own act. These supporters commend Williams for speaking out and demanding recognition for his original material. On the other side, there are defenders of Cedric who question the validity of the allegations. They argue that similar jokes and comedic premises are not uncommon in the industry, and it is possible for two comedians to independently come up with similar material. They believe that Williams may be overreacting or misinterpreting the situation. The controversy began when Cedric appeared on the Club Shay Shay podcast in January 2023. During the interview, he was confronted with Williams's allegations of joke theft. In a surprising turn of events, Cedric denied the accusations, dismissing them as some internet gossip. He claimed that Williams had never spoken up about the issue before, implying that it was a baseless claim.
Yeah, like, I mean, it was ridiculous. You know what I mean? It was like the idea of the joke that he was even talking about don't even match up with no timelines.
Williams, however, was not one to stay silent. Feeling disrespected and belittled by Cedric's denial, he decided to address the issue head-on during his own sit-down interview with Shannon Sharpe on the same podcast. Williams expressed his frustration, stating that Cedric thought of him as a no-name comedian and believed he could get away with stealing the joke without anyone noticing.
Cedric told you when you asked him, did you steal Katt Williams' joke?
Yeah.
He said it don't line up. How it don't line up that I did it on TV in 2018? You came to see me at the Comedy Store do it in 2019 and then did it on the Kings of Comedy. Like, what doesn't line up?
The heart of Williams' argument lies in the fact that he had already performed the joke in question on BET's Comic View twice before Cedric allegedly stole it. The joke had garnered significant praise and had even been featured in a commercial. Williams emphasized that this was not just any joke, but his best joke and his closing act. Williams went on to recount the events leading up to the alleged theft. In 1998, he performed the joke at the Comedy Store, where Cedric happened to be in the audience. Impressed by Williams' performance, Cedric approached him backstage and expressed admiration for the joke. However, 2 years later, Cedric performed the same joke as his closing act in the original Kings of Comedy tour. Cedric the Entertainer wasted no time in firing back with a defiant defense. Taking to the Club Shay Shay Instagram comment section, Cedric made it clear that he would not let his career be reduced to a single joke, as Williams had alleged. With unwavering confidence, Cedric reminded everyone of his extensive body of work, including over 40 movies, numerous comedy specials, and a brand that speaks volumes about his talent and success. He also highlighted the fact that he had played a pivotal role in launching the careers of many comedians, including Katt Williams himself, whom he referred to as Cat in the Hat. Revisionist history, he started. Regardless of whatever Katt's opinion, my career can't be reduced to one joke Katt Williams claims is his. I've been over 40 movies. My specials and brand speaks volumes for I am. In a second comment, Cedric appeared to address Williams, claiming he'd punch him in the gut, or as Katt put it, I would have bust Cedric's stomach. Refusing to back down, Cedric reminded Katt that if they were to meet, things would turn out differently, insinuating that Katt would have been the one on the receiving end. And all that tough talk is corny F, I'm grown-ass man, and none of that gonna go like you think. You do you and I got this over here. Cedric's response was a testament to his unwavering belief in his own abilities and the undeniable mark he has left on the world of comedy. It's obvious that during a guest appearance on Shannon Sharpe's podcast episode, Williams wasted no time launching shots at many of his peers like Steve Harvey and Cedric the Entertainer. Katt Williams went on to destroy yet another prominent celebrity, Kevin Hart, one of Hollywood's most successful comedians. These two comedic powerhouses have been engaged in a war of words for years, with insults and jabs being thrown back and forth. But let's take a step back and understand the history behind this ongoing rivalry. It all started back in August 2014, when Williams spoke to TMZ Sports and criticized athletes like Shaquille O'Neal, who attempted comedy. In his interview, Williams didn't hold back, calling out Shaq and Russell Simmons and even looping Hart into his remarks. Williams hilariously suggested that O'Neal was not a comedian and should simply stay in his lane. I think Shaq and Russell Simmons should get out of comedy and stay in their lane. They don't see us making a professional league of basketball players under 6 foot. Williams then called Shaquille O'Neal a bum and looped Hart into his remarks. Get out of here, you bum, before I take the rest of your girls, like you took Kevin Hart from me. Williams finished his statement saying, I want my back, referring to Kevin Hart. The feud continued to simmer over the years, with both comedians squabbling online and in interviews. But it was in March 2016 that Williams took things to the next level. He challenged Hart to a $5 million challenge ahead of a tour stop in Philadelphia, showcasing his confidence in his comedic abilities and aiming to prove himself against Hart.
I got a show at your hometown in Philly. I'm gonna take my special there. On that stage, we can put whatever you want.
However, the challenge never materialized into an actual event, leaving fans wondering if these two comedic powerhouses would ever face off. Fast forward to September 2021, and Williams once again made headlines with his bold statements about Hart. During an interview with Baltimore radio personality Persia Nicole, Williams claimed that a comedy style versus battle between him and Hart would be cheating. He boasted about his extensive body of work, including over 10 comedy specials, and expressed his belief that he would easily defeat Hart in a comedy battle. It's almost cheating for me. I have over 10 specials. I don't have to pick but 2 jokes from each special, and I've already deaded anyone whose last name isn't Pryor anyway, Williams said. With each new development, the feud between Katt Williams and Kevin Hart continues to captivate fans in the media. Just recently, in a podcast interview with Shannon Sharp's podcast, Williams didn't hold back as he unleashed a barrage of insults, targeting Hart and questioning his success in the industry. Williams claimed that in his 15 years in Hollywood, no one has a memory of attending a sold-out Kevin Hart show, and that Hart has never received a standing ovation at any comedy club.
In 15 years in Hollywood, no one in Hollywood has a memory of going to a sold-out Kevin Hart show, there being a line for him ever getting a standing ovation.
In response, Hart took to Twitter to express his disappointment, calling the situation sad. Since Katt Williams had something to say about most comedians from Steve Harvey to Cedric the Entertainer and Kevin Hart, Tiffany Haddish wasn't left behind. She too joined the list of celebrities also taking a hit from Williams. The comedian claimed that the comedians were lying about their appearance on The Comedy Store, and Tiffany Haddish didn't go unscathed. According to Katt, Tiffany had been lying about performing at The Comedy Store and had only been seen at the Laugh Factory.
Tiffany was only seen at the Laugh Factory.
But this is not the only time Katt Williams has said something damaging about Tiffany Haddish's career. While speaking on Frank and Wanda in the morning, the Emmy-winning actor and comedian Katt Williams lit up the airwaves, sharing nuclear hot takes on some of today's top comedians, including Tiffany Haddish.
Been doing comedy since she was 16. You can't tell me your favorite Tiffany Haddish joke. Why? Because she ain't done a tour yet. She ain't done a special. She has not proven the ability to tell jokes.
According to Katt Williams, Tiffany Haddish had not yet earned her stripes as an A-list comedian since she had not done a comedy special. According to Katt, comedy specials separate pro comedians from rockies. The comedy community was buzzing with anticipation, waiting to see how each comedian would respond to Williams's bold accusations. But it was Tiffany Haddish, the breakout star known for her infectious energy and hilarious performances, who would have the most to say. Haddish, never one to shy away from speaking her mind, was about to unleash her own response to Katt Williams. Haddish didn't hold back, reminding everyone of her extensive resume and addressing Williams's claims head-on. On the 3rd of January, Haddish issued a message to the Norbit actor, commenting on a clip of the Club Shay Shay episode. I am not mad, I just wish he would get his facts right about me, dang. I guess I will send him a reminder text, but are we sure that is Katt Williams? He looks a lot like Charleston White. The following evening, Haddish performed at the Dania Improv Comedy Theater in Dania Beach, Florida, where she got some more off her chest. Come to LA, I've been doing I was on That's So Raven, I was on all the I did extra work, I was on all the little white people TV shows, the black people TV shows. I used to be on Dance 360. I've been out here. I've been telling jokes since 1996. Haddish said on stage she showcased her resilience and determination, proving that she's been in the game since the 90s and has overcome obstacles along the way. Fans and comedians took to social media to express their opinions, with some finding Williams' claims weak and others applauding Haddish's response, but most of them agreeing with Williams' claims. The comedy community has been divided, but one thing is for sure, this feud between Katt Williams and comedians like Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer, and Tiffany Haddish proves that Katt Williams has the ability to destroy careers in just an interview and leave a lasting impact. As the dust settles, we're left with a deeper understanding of the challenges faced by comedians and the power of standing up for oneself. This clash between Williams and the comedy stars has shed light on the complexities of the comedy world and the importance of accurate storytelling. If you enjoyed this video, click on the boxes playing on your screen to watch similar content.